House.
I don't even know what you're doing. I came to get away from me.
We'll handle this.
What's she doing here, Charlie?
I wanted to see how Serena was, and now they're trying to blame me for what happened. I could have been killed. And you think I want that? I'm your friend. Not anymore.
You better go.
Look, I had nothing to do with that attack.
Just leave it for now, eh?
You've got to believe me.
Serena, come on, let's go inside.
No! I've had it. You can forget about my statement.
Things will get easier.
How? I have no boyfriend. I want to rip my best mate's face off. I've taken a kick in and my favourite necklace has been nicked. I mean it. I ain't being no witness.
I'll be glad when this canteen's up and running again. Be nice to get something decent to eat.
It's hardly going to be how she imagined, is it?
What's that?
Honey's wedding. Yvonne's not going.
Have you told her? Not yet. Well, what about you?
Well, she asked me to go for a drink after the ceremony, but I'm steering well clear, mate. I think most people are. I mean, everyone can see it's wrong, can't they?
It's hardly surprising. She's marrying a bloke who's trying to get her to lie for him.
Yeah, we don't know that for sure, though. I mean, if Honey didn't tell him what the weapon was, then he's taking hell of a risk saying that she did. And I don't think he's that stupid.
No, more like desperate.
But say we give Honey the benefit of the doubt. Logically, how could she have found out about that wheel brace?
Well, if she doesn't know herself, there's not much chance of us coming up with a name, is there?
Any ideas, Steve?
I don't want to get involved.
Well, you were working on the case. How many people knew what the murder weapon was?
I told you, leave me out of it.
Well, that's important, mate.
Not to me, it isn't.
Hold on a minute. It was you, wasn't it? You and Honey were together then. You told her off record. That's why it isn't in a logbook.
Steve?
You're both way off.
No, I'm not. And I bet if I said the same thing to Honey, that'd jog her memory, wouldn't it?
Don't you dare. All right, so it was me. But can't you see I've done her a favour?
How'd you work that one out?
By giving her time to think about what she's doing.
What she's doing, Steve, is going half out of her mind with worry.
She shouldn't be marrying someone she was FLO to. And I shouldn't have opened my mouth in the first place. How am I going to look if I admit to leaking privileged information?
Oh, you're worried about your job?
At the very least, it'd be a black mark on my record.
Oh, wake up, Steve. This is a bit more serious than your promotion prospects. If you keep stum, a man could go down for murder. Not to mention the fact it would ruin Honey's life.
Come on. I'll put him in the interview room.
What is happening here?
Where have you been? I tried to call you 10 minutes ago. I nearly ended up with a black eye.
I think I'd have missed it.
Is there a spillage?
So what do we got?
And Mrs. and Mr. Povey, both here to see Ramani.
Well, dear Stacosta's on holiday now, so I'll be dealing.
Well, apparently it's domestic violence.
Oh, really? Here's me thinking they're coming to ask directions. I'm already aware of the background, JT. She's coming to have photographs taken of her black eye. Just tell me why they're knocking 10 bells out of each other.
Well, that's her brother with her, and the other guy was the husband, and he turned up just a couple of minutes after them to give a statement.
They were all asked to be here at the same time.
Yeah, the two blokes just went for each other. It was lucky Steve came through when he did.
I don't know where Ramani's head's been lately.
What's happened?
That's what we'd all like to know. Shouldn't he be taking it easy?
It's just a sprain, as long as I'm careful.
Anyway, they were yours.
Where were you in the early hours of last Thursday morning?
At home in bed, of course. I never left the house all Wednesday night. Ask my wife or kids.
No more lies, please, Mr. Tyndale. We know the camera's stolen. So if you want to help yourself, I'd appreciate a little cooperation. Who else was involved?
I don't know what you mean.
This is one of a batch lifted from a warehouse off the Gifford Park Industrial Estate. We got matching serial numbers along with a full inventory of everything else taken. And personally, I don't think it was a one-man job.
Hang on a minute. You've got this all wrong.
So what, you did it by yourself?
I didn't do it at all. I don't even know where Gifford Park is.
So how about we search your house and see what your wife and kids have got to say about that?
Look, I got the camera from those auctioneers.
Yeah, let me get it straight. You're saying after everything that happened this morning, you from, or what, they just gave it to you?
It was more like an exchange.
Go on.
My boy was gutted when the games console didn't work, and we never had the spare cash to replace it. So when I read the auction was on again, I thought I'd go and get my money back. And you know what happened. Then I saw the van round the back. It was open. I was going to swap the games console, only there wasn't another one. So I took the camera instead.
Why didn't you tell us this in the first place?
Still handling stolen goods.
I wouldn't have touched it if I'd known it was nicked. Please, I'm telling the truth.
Oh, well, that makes it all right, then.
I'm not a criminal.
I think that's a matter of opinion, mate.
Right. We're going to take a little break. Interview terminated at 13:26. Come on.
What'd you do that for?
Mum.
Well, I thought I'd better call a halt to it before you started pulling his fingernails out. A bit hard on him, weren't you?
Well, he took the camera, he admitted it.
No. He returned the games console and took goods to the value of. Now, it'd be a hard-hearted magistrate to convict on that. In the bigger picture here, whichever way you look at it, he's hardly a criminal mastermind, is he? But we have got a chance of nicking the real villains.
The team ran in the auction, you mean?
Well done, Sherlock. Mr. Tyndall owes him no favours, and he's admitted to what's happened. And with this evidence, we can go and search the van. And what's the betting? We will turn up all sorts of interesting items. Go on.
John!
Yeah.
Is it right Serena Richards retracted a statement?
So it seems, which means we're going to have to work doubly hard to get her back on side. Is there nothing on that bike, Mark?
The uniform I've tried every doctor in the area.
Right, let's try the chemists.
We better take this in then.
Give me a minute, yeah?
Well, at least...
What are you accusing me of? You're acting like I'm... Let's talk about this later, all right? You okay, Charlie?
Yeah?
Yeah, so you ain't needed here. I'll call you later, all right? What is it with you? Every time I turn around, you're there. Because this estate is mine. No. You're like a disease infecting the place. Great speech. But if you're done, I've got things to do. What, more witnesses to intimidate? If you mean Serena Richards, you're way off. You ask that Masters woman. She's already been down here on my case. And I was nowhere near.
Doesn't mean you weren't involved. I'm not going to stop digging until I find something out. Promise you.
You dig all you like. You won't get any dirt on me.
Yeah, what's it like? You haven't said anything, have you?
No.
So you let something slip that you shouldn't have. But only to a fellow officer, and haven't we all done that? And you'll get a roasting, and that'll be the end of it. But if you keep quiet, Honey loses everything.
And if I say something, this time tomorrow she'll be his wife.
This is about sabotaging the wedding, isn't it?
Maybe that's partly it.
I don't want her to marry him either. But Honey is convinced he's Mr. Right. Nothing we do or say is going to change her mind.
And when it all falls apart?
Well, that's when she'll need her friends and we'll be there to pick up the pieces. But she needs to find out for herself. And think about it. Sooner or later, she's going to remember it was you who told her about the weapon. And if you've said nothing by the time she does, she's really going to hate you for it.
Mr. Tyndale signed his statement and he's willing to give evidence against the auctioneers if necessary.
Of course he will. Revenge is sweet.
Mind you, mate. Mom, I've organised some backup for you.
Right, we're all set then. I'll catch you up. Oh, and to think, a couple of hours ago, I thought the highlight of my day was going to be a stolen camera.
Well, we all need a little bit of luck. And I thought I might come with you.
Why?
Well, you wanted extra bodies, and I thought, well, why not?
Because I'd rather you hold the fort here.
I'm only trying to help.
Yeah, and the best way you can do that is for you to do your job and let me do mine.
To be fair, I'm doing both at the moment.
All I want is for you to cover for me. Is that too much to ask?
Of course.